Welcome to the world of Nathan's Nuggets. The Nuggets were created by me as a result of my MBA class in 1976. When I was in my MBA program, fresh from my military career, so very successful. Had my first degree in business from University of Texas at Arlington. In my MBA program, I knew I wanted to buy and sell small businesses. So my interest was small business. However, in our classes, we discussed big business, big government, big labor, big unions, big finances, the Fed system, not small businesses. However, in the class, a good thing happened. Dr. David Gray, who is now Dean of UTA, one of the deans there, Dave's a dear friend of mine. Dave talked about the importance of small business if someone would study that. He also brought in speakers for his class, other classes from the marketplace. Specifically, Mr. Carl Sewell. You know the name? Sewell Village Cadillac. Here's a guy. Mr. Manny Rosenthal, Fort Worth Standard Meat Guru, Fort Worth, Texas. Mr. Baird Friedman, the ex-mayor of Fort Worth and a banking guru. Mr. Cormac Cottrell, Proline Corporation, Dallas, Texas, Ethnic Hair Care Products, and Mr. Jim Evans, Fort Worth, Texas, Evans Press. All these men talked to us about the importance of small business in their classroom lectures, in their speeches. And they argued the key to the future of America was in small business. This is 1976. And that we were not getting sufficient education in College of Business because the disciplines were not integrated from the CEO, small business CEO chair. Matter of fact, these business leaders asked students to come visit them in their offices to find out how a small business really worked. So I went. Mr. Carl Sewell first, Sewell Village Cadillac, talk about small business, his company, chances, how to take a risk, what to do. Mr. Manny Rosenthal, Standard Meat, how to price product, what to do. Mr. Baird Friedman, the banker, he doesn't like bankers. He's one of them, doesn't like bankers, doesn't trust bankers at all. Cormac Cottrell, Proline Corporation, Ethnic Hair Care, he had 300 hairdressing clients that owed him money and wanted to know how to collect the money. And Jim Evans, his father just died of heart attack. He was a UT Austin student, graduate student there, and one next day he's CEO, president of a company. Had no clue how to run his company. This is a background for my interest in small business and Nuggets. So then, I learned something. But these men, I met with them, the university president, school of business, did a horrible job of preparing a CEO for a small business to run a company. Matter of fact, not a job at all, not their niche. As a matter of fact, the thing that I learned important about the Nuggets I'm going to tell you about now is I learned there was some intellectual and emotional stability required to be a CEO of a small business that is not practiced in a large firm or taught in a large firm or to a university. That being the case, I'll show you what I learned about small business owners to prepare me to be one and teach it. First of all, the rigidity required to look at the external environment, the rigidity required, and look at the biases part of that investigation. First of all, the banker. Your banker is not your friend. Your banker is not your equity partner. Your banker does not know your business. Your banker, he or she, the only job is to lend you money at a rate that bank makes money from you at a price. The bank makes a profit, not you. Next nugget, insurance agent. Not your friend. Selling you fear. If you die, what happens? If you get broke, what happens? If you lose money, what happens? You're buying fear. Brand new CEO starting a business, selling fear. Not a future, but fear. Third observation, your CPA is not your friend. Your bean counter knows nothing about marketing, finance, production. The bean counter. So when someone says, my CPA advised me, it's bad advice. They have no training in integrated disciplines of business. He's your bean counter. Next, vendors. Mind you, you're risky. You're a brand new startup small business. You need help. You're the most risky guy in town, and vendors know this. The 5 vendor issues at play: price, quality, quantity, delivery, and warranty issues, all of which are critically important for your success. Never told about this. You get the highest price, the worst rate, and typically COD. Brand new guy. Internal environment. Employees. Do not hire someone you can't fire. If it's your wife, your mother, your aunt, your brother, don't hire someone you can't fire. And next nugget, cash flow management. Bottom line is this: cash flow management is the name of the game. That predicts, bottom line, in and of itself, failure and success day one. Next nugget, pricing the product. How do you price a product? Why you price this way? What do you get for it? Why do that? The science of pricing a product is not taught. Huge nugget. Next nugget not taught is unit cost. How to predict the unit cost at the penny level, last penny level, called marginal revenue level. That's critically important for success. That being the case, you know, I look at my nuggets, and I got a lot of them. Why are the nuggets available? Because, and important, because I believe, I'm dear friends with university professors. I'm not knocking them at all. It's not their job to teach small business curriculum. Their job, big business. But to go to university, the worst example of a small business CEO is a university professor, because they take no risk. They take no risk. Plus, they do not know how to integrate these disciplines from the boss's chair. So I argue day one, the first nugget is, to be successful, it requires a various emotional and intellectual stability to integrate these disciplines, the model will tell you, and also to understand the importance of the nuggets.